for another episode of
Mac
and me.
Welcome to Mac and Me. My name is Michael Allen Craig and I'll be your host. But you can call me Mac. This is Vivian and she will be my assistant today. Today we'll be making chicken cordon bleu. Now this is a very simple recipe that when you take it out of the oven and cut it, people are going to be amazed. Pretty much it's a rolled chicken. You're going to use chicken breasts, Swiss cheese, very thinly sliced, and thinly sliced ham. This is a combination of flour and paprika. Now this is just not any flour, this is tapioca flour. So the reason I'm making this meal gluten-free is there's a lot of people out there that can't have flour. So what I'm using today is this nice tapioca flour. And this is totally gluten-free. You can use it in any dish as a substitute for flour. So now I'm going to show you how to take this normal breast and butterfly it so that it will be easier to roll. You're just going to take it from the side and just run your knife right through the middle. And as you can see, it's starting to come loose. You just slightly do it. And that's a nice easy butterfly. And this will be pounded. And we're going to get a little bit of plastic wrap. Thank you. And if you could pound this flat for me to about 1/2 inch thick.
Like from inside out, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, that looks good to me.
So now our chicken breast is pounded to 1/2 inch thick. Now we are going to start to add our cheese. And we're just going to use 3 pieces of Swiss here. You don't want a lot because then it will be too much and it will be stuffed. You won't be able to roll it. And I'm going to do the same thing with the ham. Just 3 nice little pieces. So here we have our basic setup. We're going to have the chicken breast on the outside with the Swiss cheese and ham on the inside. Now from here, we're going to roll it. So you want to start at the end and just make a small roll. You want to make it as tight as possible. Kind of like if you've ever rolled sushi before, that's how you want this to be. If you have toothpicks, this is the perfect time to use them. We're going to hold it together with 3 toothpicks. 1 on each side and 1 in the middle. And you want to kind of push it together to hold it in place. Now from here, we're going to take our mixture of tapioca flour and paprika, and we're just going to take it in our hands and just kind of apply it to the outside of the chicken.
Does it have to be a real thick coating or just real thin?
Just a thin coating. This is going to make your chicken nice and browned on the outside. Another way you can do this is add a little bit of an egg wash before you put on the coating. So now we're going to take our breaded chicken over to our pan, which is heating up with a little bit of butter and oil. And as soon as this gets nice and hot, we're going to put the chicken on it and we're going to brown each side. And from there we're going to throw it in the oven. We're going to let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes until it's nice and cooked all the way through. The juices will be running clear at that point and there'll be no more pink on the inside. So now we're going to put our nice breaded chicken onto our mixture of butter and oil. And we're going to leave it here for a little bit on each side. Get nice and seared on that side. So now as you can see, we have it all nice and browned on every side. And so we're going to put it into a baking dish and we're going to put it into the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. You're going to see the juices running out. So as soon as those start running clear, you know it's done. So it's been 10 minutes and we're going to check our chicken right now. It's still a little soft. So we're going to just put it in for another 5, and that should finish it for us. So now we're going to make our slurry, which is just cornstarch and a little bit of water. You just want to get it completely blended. And this is what will be our thickener instead of a roux, which is flour and butter. So now our cream, chicken stock, and wine has come to a boil, and we've let it sit for a little while. So now we're going to add our slurry. Now you want to be careful with this because it really thickens it up quickly. So you don't want to put it all in at the same time. You want to start with about half. And see, you can already see it starting to thicken up. And you want to keep moving this. See that right there? I think it's a perfect consistency. So we're going to get done with that. And we're going to turn it to low heat. Because the cornstarch and water, the slurry, has to cook down a little bit. Because you don't want to be eating raw cornstarch. It just doesn't taste right. So you're going to let this cook down for about a minute or two. And after we're done with that, we're going to put it through a strainer. So it's going to get all of the particles out that we don't want and leave us just with the nice sauce. So what we're going to do, if you don't have a chinois, which are very nice tools but a little bit more on the pricey side, you're going to get just a normal little strainer here, a little bit of cheesecloth. And you're going to get a bowl. And you're going to take the sauce and just slowly put it in there. And it's going to move it around a little bit, and it's going to start to come out. And it may take a little bit, but it's worth it in the end. So now we have our chicken here. As you can see, it's very nice inside, fully cooked. A little bit of ham Swiss over here. We have our sauce, which we made from all the scraps. Put it through the cheesecloth. Now we're just going to add it to here. And that's a great dish. If you want to add a little color, parsley is always a good option. Let's grab a few of these. And here you have a beautiful dish. And of course, a little bit of our nice wine that we use for cooking and for drinking. Cheers and bon appetit.